Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Here we go. Thursday on the KVJ show. Getting there, baby. Getting there to the weekend. Yeah. Almost, man. Almost.
This week flew by.
Yeah, this week did fly by. Absolutely.
We're already ready for Friday, Drunk Girl Trivia, all kind of shit.
Yeah, it did. You're right.
Get to it, baby. That's it. Just surviving, man. Got a lot of emails to get to here today as well. Talking a lot about the genetics. Learned a lot about the old DNA test and some debates. You know, some people are like, yeah, it's cool. I can find out my ancestry. Other people are like going, you're just giving them your DNA information and there's some kind of sinister means to an end and you're paying for it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, those people are like, don't ever tell anybody. Some people are like, just that stuff doesn't work.
It's probably all the above.
It might be, but, you know, if you don't want people to have your information, yeah, think about that. If, you know, you got to say, okay, is it going to be completely accurate? You know, somebody in a lab said, hey, you know, it's so easy to tamper with and mess with DNA that, you know, it's probably, you know, when you call Miss Cleo, do you think that she's going to nail everything that's going to be happening in your life?
Well, no, she was a fraud. Rest in peace,
Right.
of course, but she was fake as shit.
If you can call her now, that's pretty special because she's dead.
Well, that was kind of, the way you said that was so, because she's dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
She got busted, right?
Yeah,
Faking it? Yeah.
she did.
She lived in Lake Worth, right?
She did.
Oh, I think she lived in Lake Worth after the scandal.
Yeah, because I remember somebody's like going, I'm just like sitting there like chilling. I think it was like on Dixie. She was at the Cuban place on Forest Hill and Dixie, right?
Kit from KVJ Nation actually would see her
Yeah.
in Lake Worth and tell us, I just saw Miss Cleo.
Yeah. Just kind of like chilling. Just kind of some crazy stuff. So, yeah.
Man, those commercials were so popular for a while. You'd see them all the time. And it was like $300 for the first minute.
Well, they were probably making so much bank. I mean, they probably were making ridiculous amounts of money.
When my sophomore year in high school or college, I was playing ball at Broward Community College, and we all wanted to do this psychic thing, so we all called from my place, and the bill was over the top. I think it was like a $500 bill because it was me and like 3 other teammates, and I called back and said, I don't know what happened, but somebody had a party here and someone called and used my phone and they actually took it off my bill.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You'd think if they were psychics, they would have saw that I was pulling a scam on them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, somebody else texted in about the DNA stuff, said, yeah, the DNA database is going to be used in the future to affect health and life insurance premium rates. How would they be able to get access to it? I mean, you would have to allow somebody, right, in that protected information?
Well, it's
or
almost.
can they just go ahead and sell your DNA info?
Think about it
showing
like
all your genetic flaws.
Think about if you're going to film one of those homemade porns. Yeah, it's only supposed to be between you and your boyfriend or you and your girlfriend, but somehow it's out there. I think the same thing with the DNA stuff. Somehow somebody could get it.
Okay.
Maybe they hacked the system.
All right.
Maybe when you sign up for the DNA stuff, you didn't read the fine print, and it says already on there they can share your information.
Something to look into.
Or sell your information.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, just some of the stuff that I did learn from it, though, and it does kind of make sense. And this is like one of those type of situations. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see here 4 kids. They all have the same mother and father. 3 of them have dark hair. 1 is completely blonde and just looks like she... Which one of these kids doesn't belong here?
Which one of these is the milkman's kid?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a photo of me and my sisters and brother. I was about 3 years old. My oldest sister in the photo is about 11 or 12, and I'm obviously the blonde one. All 4 of us got the same mother and father. They were married for a long time. Despite being related genetically, I've always looked like I came from a different family altogether. Not just with my looks, my personality, and thought process. I never had a DNA type test, but my ancestry, as far as I know, is Irish, Portuguese, French, English, all kinds of other different stuff. I think genetics is amazing, and your discussion has made me want to try to learn more about my own bloodline. I did have a very strange conception and birth, but that's a whole different story.
Uh-oh.
That's from our intern, Thumbelina. or actually now just Thumbelina.
So
That's her. Look at that. That's a little Thumbelina right there.
if your birth was weird, Thumbelina, what do you mean weird? Like, does that mean that you think that maybe you are the milkman's kid?
I don't know. Have her come in here real quick.
Thumbelina!
Find out what's going on.
She got headphones on.
Yeah.
Dennis! Yell at Thumbelina!
Yeah, what happened? What happened with the birth?
Why was your birth weird?
Yeah.
Oh, it was my brother is only a year and a half older than me. So my mom had to have gotten pregnant with me like 3 months after,
Yeah.
and she wasn't. My mom and dad were like splitting up. So my
Yeah.
mom wasn't. My mom doesn't remember the conception. She doesn't know how that happened. She's like, I wasn't with anybody. She was working a job and going to school at the same time. So she's like, I honestly don't know how I got pregnant with you.
Are you like an immaculate birth?
That's
Are
she
you
calls
like,
me the immaculate conception.
Are you-
And I'm
wow.
like,
Is it possible? And I'm just throwing this out there. Is it possible that your mom had some action and didn't want to tell you
I
this?
asked her, and I've been asking her since I was like 13, and now I'm 32, and
Yeah.
she still her story has never wavered. It's been the same exact details, and she has a terrible memory, so she remembers everything in detail. And the weird part is that she didn't know she was pregnant with me because she was taking birth control. She didn't know she was pregnant with me until 6 weeks before she had me.
What?
So she thought she was having a miscarriage. She went to the hospital. She gave birth to me. The priest came in, baptized me, gave me my last rites, and I still lived. I was big enough to live. And
Wow.
she's like, it was like having a kitten. I knew I was pregnant, and then 6 weeks later I had you. She's like, I wasn't even showing. So she's like, it's in that 4 months, not the 4 months, the 6 weeks that she was pregnant, she said she started growing like a little belly. She was only like, she looked like she was 4 months pregnant. She's had 3 other kids before that. So she's like, I don't know. She still doesn't know. She has no idea.
Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
crazy. You should, with your siblings, do that genetic testing.
My sister did one. And
She did?
She's the oldest one. She did all of it. So I'm like, I'm interested to do it because I look different than everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wonder what the difference
Do
would
you
be.
have any of the same of her?
Right.
And they can tell you if you're sisters.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, I'm interested. My mom's not worried about it. She's like, yeah, go do the test. I'll give it to you for Christmas. So I was like, okay.
Are you an alien baby?
I hope so. My mom always says that too.
Wait,
Because my mom's like, you haven't. I don't remember giving having any sex to have you. It was really weird.
There's gonna be a lot of naysayers on this. They're gonna
You can-
say,
I'll
right.
call my mom and talk. You can talk to her.
but they're
about
gonna
it.
say, Mom is clearly not telling you the truth, and she's just saying this because I mean,
Right,
it's either you're an alien or your mom had something that would happen from the Bible.
Maybe
And
your
she
mom
told
was
me, she's-
secretly throwing
That's
it.
Or
what
mom
I
was secretly
asked her, I'm like,
scrolling.
Mom, you could tell me. Like, I wouldn't say anything. It's
Yeah.
just between you and I. She's
Right.
like, no, seriously, I don't know how the hell that happened.
She can't tell you.
She-
If she was slutting it up,
But
maybe she can't tell you.
But I don't think she's not like that though. She's like, she doesn't throw it.
And
So
not
she just.
not to say that we're.
But even if she did, I'm like, fine. If it's another dude, cool. Like, I'm okay. I'll find my dad later
Well,
on.
because-
Like, that's fine. But
Right.
She's like, no, I have no idea.
Well, it's either something unbelievable, like mystical, that's never happened other than Mother Mary.
She just thought the whole birth part was weird. Not only the conception part was weird, but
The whole
not
thing is
knowing you were
weird.
pregnant
Yeah.
until 6 weeks before you had the baby. She's like, that makes no sense. She's like, I thought you were gonna come out dead. I had the priest there. Like, everything, you were running your last rites.
Do you have any
he's-
like special powers that you're aware
No,
of?
but I was born with a cleft palate and not a cleft lip. So I had surgery when I was 4. And I had only a cleft palate. So when I was born, it looked like there was nothing wrong with me, but I had a cleft palate. None of my other siblings have anything wrong with them. So I don't know what that is. So I don't. My mom thinks I'm an alien baby or immaculate
wow.
conception. One of
So
those two.
Okay. It'd be fascinating to see how the genetics match up. But then,
Right.
okay, I guess 'cause they always talk about doing these DNA tests, and if that's the case, and they can say within like 98 or 99% accuracy, they can tell if you're somebody's kid. If your genetics vary so wildly, how do they actually nail that in?
I don't know. On my soap opera, they always know, are we related or not? Now, they might not be able to tell you with accuracy what and how much you have of what, but I think they can tell you if you
Yeah.
are related.
We ought to get somebody that does that. Have you and your mom take it, and then have
Yeah,
the
and I
reveal
even
like
said-
Maury, and then we'll find out if you really are her kid or not.
Will your mom take it on the radio?
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask
That'd be
all my
awesome.
siblings are like
You
still down here.
you know
so I
for
can-
sure.
Let's do
Yeah.
you and your mom and your siblings and find out what's going on.
Because I look the most different, and then
Yeah,
I
you
have
do.
two
that
step siblings
picture, their dark
from my
hair.
stepdad, and they have kind of lighter hair, but it wasn't nearly as light as mine, and they have kind of green eyes, but I was born blue eyes, blonde hair, and it's never really wavered.
Yeah, it is.
So-
Well, I was born. There's my baby photo. Everyone in my family has dark hair, like dark brown, and I was born with blonde hair. And now look at my hair.
Yeah, but yours turned, and now you look a lot like your dad.
I mean, you
Yeah.
look like you are pissed off at the world. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Let me see that picture.
Yeah, I just think I was like, I don't know. I guess I was probably just confused. I don't know. I'm probably like 2 there.
Oh man,
That's young.
Well, to give that fucker a hug.
Yeah.
All right, easy. You stay away from a young
Who calls
2-year-old Kevin.
toddlers fuckers?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really calling Ralston a fucker. You're
You've never
right.
worked in a daycare, have you, Virginia?
Yeah.
It was out of line to say, Kevin, and I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable.
Ask your mom.
I will.
See if she'll
Yeah.
do this on the air, and we'll find a DNA place that'll maybe donate it.
Yeah, because my sister just had her ancestry thing done, and she put up all her percentages, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm the same percentages of these things, and I would like to know. Honestly,
Yeah,
I've always
it's-
kind of wondered since I was little.
Fascinating.
Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting. Take that test right here.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Find
so many
some
other.
stuff out.
I'd like to maybe. We'll
you
talk
can
about
talk
that
to Mom
more.
about it.
Would your dad take it too?
I don't. I can contact him, but I don't really keep in contact with him. I don't personally like him.
Interesting.
But if I really had to, I could.
Okay.
Would he
So-
take the test for you just so you could?
He'd
Get
probably
your
bitch about
answers.
it, but I would. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'll ask him.
That's very
Just ask him
fascinating.
if we'll send you some of his hair.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
explain
it.
why.
All
Yeah.
it is spitting in a tube. So, I mean, who doesn't have a little extra spit?
Yeah. Or even like hair. Don't they take it off hairbrushes? A lot of times they'll do a DNA test off of that.
Could we do a DNA hair with one of your hairs that's not real? Would that work?
No,
Because it's been,
it would come back someone else.
It would come back. Some,
It
but
would
maybe
come back as the DNA of whoever's hair it is.
I would like to know whose hair you have.
Let's find out.
Is he dead? Is he alive?
No,
Would you
they're
be
alive.
Would you be freaked out if you had dead man's hair? It was taken off a dead man. I'm not saying that it is, but would that freak
It'd be
you?
in my head, yeah.
It would be
It's
in
on your head.
It'd be in and on my head.
Could you do a dead man's peen? If it was bigger, more bountiful, stronger,
If you didn't have a peen,
Feels weird because it's like somebody else would be like boinking your wife.
but you get full feeling and full confidence because it's bigger than now. Mm-hmm. You don't do it. Dead man's though.
Yeah, no, is it dead? So is it always hard?
No, it came from a dead man.
it'll function like it's yours.
Yeah, it functions like it's yours, but you just know that it came off a dead body.
Why do I need it? Would it be like either that or
You've
no
lost
dick?
yours. It was a terrible radio accident gone awry.
Yeah, your peen's
Guess
lost.
who was working the chainsaw?
It was a bad day of sudden death gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, your peen's lost that love and feeling, and we're trying to
Yeah.
bring it back.
Yeah, if it was either have dead man's peen or no peen, yeah.
Got to go dead man's peen.
Yeah.
DMP.
Okay.
DMP.
Yeah. Another one, Don said Dr. Phil's son Jay was married to a woman who's a triplet. Her and her two sisters did the DNA test. They all came back as having different percentage of ethnicities. So, and look at that. That's triplets.
Interesting.
Yeah. And explaining it, Sydney, she used to live in Stockton, now lives back in South Florida. Congratulations. I know what a move that is to be in the central San Joaquin Valley and back here. She said, to explain it, I might have the answer. I'm currently in medical school. And you always get 50% of your DNA from your mom, 50% from your dad. But since you then have two genes for a specific trait, such as your hair color or eye color, one of those genes will get shut off. Which one gets shut off depends on the cell, and it can be different for each cell. So either your mom's gene or your dad's gene is technically still working in the cell, especially since Virginia is a woman. She also has two XX chromosomes. One of those gets turned off in each cell. Which one gets turned off, once again, depends upon the cell. So to me, it seems like her cells have turned off more of her mom's gene versus her dad's.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay, so since this is different for every person, identical twins can be very different with genes they express, but they technically still have the same genes. So there you go. So it's kind of like, okay, you have the same genes, but One will have a light on, one will have a light off. And then that makes up how you look and your presentation.
Interesting.
Interesting stuff. So educational. Got a story here of a near-death experience. Renee from Palm City was in Abu Dhabi checking out Seychelles, beautiful island there for 5 days in the middle of the Indian Ocean, close to Madagascar, off the coast of South Africa. Most gorgeous island I've ever been to. Last night we're there. We're on a local street, party market. I was browsing the jewelry shop, and all of a sudden, 1 inch from my foot, a coconut smacks on the ground and splatters all over my foot and leg.
Oh, my gosh.
The palm trees in Seychelles are literally a gazillion feet high. This coconut came screaming on its way down. My husband and I were in shock, and the local lady's mouth dropped and said, "Oh my gosh, I could have killed you."
Oh my gosh.
We laugh about it now, but I imagine, yeah. I mean, in fact, there is a stat. How many people die every single year by coconuts?
You're right.
I think double digits.
You never see it coming. It
Yeah.
gets you on the head. It hits you in the right spot. Lights out, dead.
Said, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Going to the Dirks concert tomorrow night. Thanks to you guys and Denny's
Dirks!
horrible ability to impersonate animal sounds.
Dirks.
There you go.
You get Dirks.
You're going to Dirks.
Yeah, you're going to Dirks.
You're going to Dirks.
That's what we kept saying.
Like it or not, you're going to Dirks.
We had so many Dirks. Oh, that was what's funny. There is this woman who hates my guts, and she's always telling me how I am the worst part of the show. It was Kevin in Virginia, and before you, and you're not shit, and no one gives a fuck about you or your family, and blah, blah, blah. You're the worst ever. I mean, just really coming down on me.
Not nice.
And I responded to her in a very nice way, actually. Said, I'd love to have you on the show because we're doing a segment about people who hate our guts and blah, blah, blah. And she kept on, railing on me. You're so dumb. And then she had the
She refused to come on.
yeah, and then she had the balls right out to ask for Dirk's Bentley tickets. Are you shitting me? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, by the way, do you guys have Dirk's Bentley tickets? Oh, yeah. Here you go. Here, the fuckface says half some.
We did not give her Dirk's Bentley. You are not going to Dirk's.
Kind of not the best way to get tickets.
You'll be buying tickets from Dirk if you want to go.
Oh, man. It's pretty funny email.
Ashley from the Pizzle sent this about blocking spam calls. I also get a ton of unwanted calls per day, and I did the do not disturb on my iPhone except for my contacts, and it works.
Me too.
I looked at my phone and saw 2 missed spam calls, and it never rang. Sweet. I don't know. I did
it yesterday, and I didn't get any, Kevin.
I
Really?
got one. I did it, and you heard the voicemail, Virginia. I'm like going, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, still getting them. And Denny's did the whole thing on my phone. So magically, somehow, probably what it's doing is it's probably blocking all my family's calls, and it's still letting the spam ones through. So whatever we did, I got to undo it because I'm fucking getting the calls anyway. So how is that even possible? It's like, all right, so it works for some people. And I didn't even do it, which I'm like, yeah, so.
It worked for me yesterday.
Yeah,
I normally get about 10 of those stupid spam calls where they try to mirror my number, and I didn't get a single one. But I still got other calls. My phone still rang.
Okay.
Jaybird
FaceTimed me.
I think did I call you?
Yeah, you FaceTimed me. That was weird.
Yeah, let me check. Actually, yeah. I did not get a call except for spam calls. That's the only call I got.
Kevin, that just sucks.
Yeah, oh shit. My kids are trying to call. It didn't ring through.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, whatever that is, I got to take that off because it's like, yeah, it's blocking my family's calls and it's letting spam through. So
The complete opposite.
the complete opposite of what I would like. Yes.
Not what we were going for.
Andres from Far, Texas said, hey, just catching up on yesterday's show. Heard about your robocall problems. I used to have a huge problem with them, getting calls during meetings, dates, work, etc. I tried the do not disturb option y'all talked about yesterday, but realized that if I gave someone my number in a business sense and I didn't have their number on my phone, I wouldn't get their call. Or if a friend gave someone my number, I wouldn't get that call.
That's
I was missing out on
true.
opportunities or even a job interview. Yep. So I searched the App Store on my iPhone and I found the app RoboKiller. I had heard about it before, but never looked into it. I think there is a small fee for the subscription, but it's totally worth it. The app will keep the robocall from coming in and even has a feature that has recorded messages playing to take up the time of the robot or eventual person who comes on the line. It will even record the call and let you play it back for some laughs at any time. If it blocks a call you think it shouldn't, you have the option to unblock it. I would highly recommend it. Okay, there you go. Add me to the listener map if you can.
Yeah, we're in Texas.
Far.
Far?
Harr. Far,
Oh.
Texas.
I thought you meant just it was far away.
No.
Okay,
That's
yeah, we
your
know
town.
Texas is far, but where do you live? What town?
I was with you. I'm like, we know it's far.
We get it.
All right, come on.
Quit mansplaining.
You don't have to explain Texas, okay? It's
We
the
get
biggest,
on the map where it is,
the
dumbass.
biggest fucking state ever.
We're very dumb.
Got this email about Greg. I think this had to do with the job shaming today. Greg has an engineering degree, but he is a Starbucks manager, and his girl, who he's been with for a while, like 3 or 4 years now, would like to see him go pursue the life that when she met him, he was trying to get, and that was that of an engineer. Thought that he was just doing what was comfortable, not what was right. It's kind of her take on it today. And he said, the question is, who would be a better family provider, an engineer or a Starbucks manager? Is Emily maybe thinking of that? Maybe she wants a family. And that could be. I mean, considering where they are, that's what it is. And, but, people are saying some of these Starbucks managers make 60, 70 grand. I mean, hey, if you can have a decent lifestyle, I think, with that amount of money. So.
And he's happy.
Yeah.
That right there is, that kind of supplements.
Yeah.
If someone's happy, that's a good thing for your relationship.
Yeah.
You don't want to be with a miserable person.
Do they get free Starbucks? Because that's awesome.
Don't know.
My kid drops about $30 a month at Starbucks, and it pisses me off when I see it because I'm not a big
I know,
coffee
my family
drinker.
does too.
She loves that Starbucks.
Yeah, notification comes up on my phone, which pisses me off every morning because I see how much they just spent at Starbucks.
Ooh.
Oh, the slap in the face.
Yeah.
You're like,
Digitally.
Yeah.
it's a drink. Why is it $6?
Well, because
I know.
you don't just get a drink. You got to get a little.
There's no alcohol in it. It should not be $6.
I know. Yeah. It's a shame to pay that much for a beverage. It doesn't give you a buzz.
I don't know, that Cuban coffee. I swear it gives me it does something to me, man. It alters me.
This is our second day in a row drinking that delicious Cuban coffee, and it is like rocket fuel.
I've had a lot of energy the last 2 days.
It speeds up your pooping too.
The come down isn't so great.
Yeah. Crash hard, huh?
Oh, I crashed real hard.
We're just not used to it. I think if we drank coffee every day, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
I've had such nervous anxiety sweats for 24 hours.
Got this email saying, hey, I'm a teacher at a local high school, and I want to let you know that our faculty bathrooms are also being terrorized by a rogue pooper.
Uh-oh.
Someone in our department has been posting signs in an attempt to shame this person. I pray for justice. It says, to the serial defecator, this is really sad to know that adults do these type of things. Please stop, in all caps, splattering the toilet and the walls. This is the second time this year. Do you do this at home? We do not appreciate walking into a stall and seeing, smelling, witnessing this madness. Next time this happens, we will have them pull the camera and find out who's the culprit.
Yeah, that is a teacher with tenure doing that. They are protected with tenure, and they are lighting it up. It's a
Look at
veteran.
these people. How do you shit on the side of the stall?
It's a veteran teacher who is just over the system, over just the whole the mistreatment of being teacher.
A few screws may have gone loose.
Yes, and they're protected by tenure, so they're like, let me just
Crazy.
fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think that explains it is just that, yes, you had uncontrollable diarrhea and you couldn't get sitting on the toilet fast enough. But if that happens, then you go way out of your way to clean up your mess.
You have to wipe it
As
up.
a civilized person.
You don't walk away from that and
No.
hope that no one knows it was you.
Or just be like, oh, well, someone else's problem.
Yeah, what we have going on at the radio station, it's almost like that's their signature. They know what they're doing.
They're sending a message.
Well, Leo's giving it the publicity they desired by the company email.
Got this email. Lala here said, can we get clarification on the fruit guy with the Hots for Ann? Because I was taking a look at the farmer's market lineup, and if you see the participating vendors, there's one, Highlands Produce of Jupiter, but it's spelled like the country, Holland, or the
Yeah.
Holland Tunnel.
I don't think that's
Okay.
Holland. That's
Holland.
funny.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she said his name was Harlan
Harlan. Okay.
Or Harlem,
or Harlem
or Holland.
or Holland.
Yeah.
Who knows? I have no fucking idea.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to still find this guy.
I just like how people are going up to random guys that are doing fruit on the side of the road. You Harlan? Harlem?
And anybody who, is selling fruit right now is
we need
very
to start
suspect.
asking questions of our fruit guys. I think for too long they've flown under the radar.
Oh, I think he got scared when you started getting on the microphone going, damn, Harlan doing some hashtag me too. Radio silence from that guy. That guy hadn't been heard. No one's heard from him.
We'll take you down, Harlan. Mm-hmm. Can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Or Harlem.
Steph said, I was listening to the podcast on August 31st. I want to chime in on the cop quota business. I live in Fort Pierce and I drive to Okeechobee for work. Based on my personal research, I agree that there most certainly is a quota. I base this on the fact that I'm on time for work at the beginning of the month and late towards the end. Obviously, this is due to the increase in cops along the route and their interference with my speeding. Oh. And yes, I do know I should just adjust my departure time according to these findings, but I'm not a real adult. Just have an adult job. Judge if you must. There you go.
You'll get no judgment on being late from this girl.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. This just came across. Celebrity Insider saying Matt Lauer is reportedly stealing Today's Show staffers for his own comeback show to go up against them. That'd be interesting.
On what network?
Don't know.
Some of these guys, I think they're going to take their act to like a YouTube kind of a platform where they're able to do it and start their own network. Like you see kind of the same thing where you see comedians do where they start their own channel. Therefore, they're their own network. No one can fire them because they own the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, they don't need as many viewers as what they did on Today's Show to make their project worthwhile.
Well, the funny thing, too, which is really weird, you even see it with the late-night talk shows. You always think, oh, late-night talk shows, they're so, popular and blah, blah, blah. There's a ton of YouTube shows that just, murder them with numbers and ratings. You got 3 million people watching some of those talk shows. There's guys that do, or girls that do shows all the time that bring in 9 to 10 million daily on their talk shows, and they are talking shit about the Jimmy Fallons and Jimmy Kimmels of the world, saying we're doing it in our basement and we have more people watching. Yeah. And all these guys are getting all these network dollars. Like, I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah. Hopefully, for the most part, the cream starts to rise to the top. It's just a matter of still, though, being on a platform like a Netflix. You think about Netflix as an offshoot brand, but it's really now almost kind of like a mainstream. Well, and I think arguably probably has more viewers than a CBS, which I think is the number one network.
Well, there are people who have their own YouTube channel that pull in bigger numbers than the Today Show, and they pull in bigger numbers than Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
A ton more.
Yeah. Gilbert had a question here about Suzanne Boyd. Said you guys said that Suzanne Boyd once interned with you and that you made her cry. What did you do to make her cry?
She never interned with us.
No. She started in the game pretty much about the same time we did, and she did our news for us very early on. So it's almost like she was a third member of the show before we had Jaybird. And she still was with us a little bit when Jaybird even joined up on the show, because when we had the hurricanes in 2004, so that had been right when Jaybird started the show, and we would have been starting our 5th year here in South Florida.
And the structure of the show was different back then because you would play weather, you would play news and traffic like in a block, it seemed.
Oh, my gosh. I think people are pissed about what we do now.
I know.
Yeah.
Tune out.
Well, I would come in the studio and you would always have to stop your prep, and you would have to record the news before we'd go on the air for that first round of. And I remember if they weren't on time, you'd get kind of flustered because you had a system going on.
Right, exactly, yeah. So we did that. And so we had a good little rapport going on with Suzanne, and she, when she do her newscast, was just complaining because it was right after the hurricanes in 2004, when it was really a big question of, okay, who's got their power back, who doesn't? And it really became a game of jealousy. And I remember people were throwing shade saying, oh, yeah, the guy who's the CEO of FPL, his powers are back on, came right on. And, people were complaining about certain streets that had it and others didn't. And people were just trying to get at wit's end, because not having electricity in the South Florida heat makes you freaking crazy. And so people were starting to lose their cool. And Suzanne was one of them every single day. And she's got to do TV. So it's harder for her because she got to have her hair, makeup, and look immaculate on TV, or else she'll get, and she probably was getting emails being like, you look like shit today, Suzanne. She's like, I don't have power. So she was completely at her wit's end. And so we sent Jaybird out there because she had told us something about how she had tried to call several times, and she was spending the rest of her day calling FPL. And so we got an FPL jacket, we put Jaybird in it, and he caught her coming out of her house, and he's like going, Yeah, I understand you've been calling like a lot, and they've just decided to bump you down to the bottom of the list.
You're not getting your power back for a while.
Yeah.
And at that point, she didn't know what I looked like.
Yeah.
And then I called her a Category 5 complainer. And she started crying. You've made a list.
I need my power. Don't do this to me.
I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I basically crumbled. You hear my voice crack. I didn't
We
mean
felt
to make
so
you cry.
bad,
Oh,
yeah.
I felt so bad.
I thought she'd laugh or like be mad at you. And she was just sad. She's like, don't take
I
it.
called Kevin. I go, dude, I made her fucking cry. Can we even air that?
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's sweet. You hope that if someone's recording you on a prank, you handle it like she did. She became sweet and lovable, and not like maybe I would handle it, violent.
Well, I think
Ugly.
I was coming off like a dick, and I think she thought she was in trouble, and I felt so bad after.
A couple of questions here. The ATSP, been listening for 2 years now after randomly finding out about it online. Loved every minute of it. However, there's still one reference I am lost on. Can somebody please explain Jason's nickname, Texarado Longhand? One time Jaber was trying to say Texas Hold'em.
I was really excited because
Yeah.
me and Denny's are playing a lot of Texas Hold'em. And you know how I get when I get excited. I just lose a lot of thought.
Yeah, and so Jaybird Texas Hold'em came out as Texarado Longhand.
I don't know where that came
And then it became like, okay, a way to make fun of him for jerking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls me Texarado Longhand now.
Longhorn.
Longhorn.
No, they call you Shorthorn.
Yeah, because I got a small dick. I know.
Oh.
Just start crying like Suzanne.
I know I got a small dick, but I didn't think you're going to make fun of me.
Another question for Jaybird. Why is he on the road to becoming fat again? Does he genuinely enjoy the way he looks, feels with the extra bit of weight? Or is he just bowing to the criticism of others saying he looks too skinny and or sick? One of the things I admire most about Jason is that he doesn't give a fuck about what other people say or think about him. I think he looks great, and why go back to a heavier weight when you put in all that effort to get it off?
Strictly just comedy when I'm talking on the air. I'm not trying to get fat again. In fact, I've stayed the same weight since I've stopped the crazy diet. I've stayed right around 170, between 170 and 172. I have my cheat days now, but no, I'm not really trying to get fat again. I just think it's funny to talk about.
Kevin, I know you're a huge Buckeye fan and your son goes to Michigan, but why do you represent so many teams? I've seen you wear Clemson, Florida State, FAU, and Miami t-shirts. As an FAU or a UF fan and graduate, I'm slightly offended that you never wear orange and blue. Not really, but come on, man. Yeah,
Team
for me,
whore, team slut.
yeah, no, for me, it's just a shirt, and a lot of people. It's so interesting because so many people really do have a severe problem with me wearing other teams, and like going, just that's against everything, and I guess sports culture. I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm like, I know where my heart is.
Ann hates it. She gets so mad. She's like, tell them to pick a friggin' team. Tell them to pick a team. She gets so much.
Yeah,
So
just
you can
wear 'em.
only wear one team?
Well,
That's
that's-
silly.
that's what some
people
people
bring you
say.
gifts all the time
Yeah.
of different teams. I know I brought you LSU stuff that you've worn, and
Yeah.
you have zero connection to LSU. It just,
Yeah, I'll wear it, and yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think she just hates it because it's Kevin.
Yeah. So I basically wear anything. And with the Florida stuff, you know, the only teams that I kind of have a little bit of a problem with are teams that are really competitive with my team. And the Florida Gators, going all the way back to 2007, maybe people don't remember, but 11 years ago, I'm still having a hard time getting over it. That's really the game that got me to really try to check myself when it came to it, because I really did take that hard. It was Ohio State that had come off beating the number 2 team in the country, Michigan, and they were playing the Gators with their now coach, Urban Meyer, and they got destroyed. And Ohio State should have been the better team. Like, Ohio State was expected to blow them out and just got their ass whooped. And we did a live public event, and Gator fans were there, and I was getting trolled live, and I was just like, it's like a fucking nightmare. I'm just like, I got to get out of here. Like, it just, I couldn't believe it. I was just
I can't
stunned.
handle it.
I was at home in bed and asleep before the game ended. It was just so bad. And it just, I mean, months, years, and I got trolled so hard with it. And then come that upcoming basketball season, it wound up Ohio State and Florida playing for the NCAA basketball championship, and Florida still kicked their ass again. So twice in 1 year, and I'm just like going, fuck the Gators, man. So yeah, I've had a problem, you know, really rocking Gators gear, and I've kind of always said, and then I went to another bowl game when Ohio State and Florida both sucked, and Florida beat Ohio State again. So, yeah, so they just always kick Ohio State's ass. So I'm like, oh, fuck these guys. So I got a little bit of a problem with it. I'm getting over it. If somebody bought me something awesome, Gator, I'd probably wear it. But, yeah, there's...
You don't have to.
I wouldn't like it. Those are the only ones. Every other team, I'm cool with it. I cringe when it's that and, like, Alabama. I would probably cringe a little bit. And it's just because they're so freaking good and they're such a threat. It's, you know.
It'd be like me wearing Yankees gear.
Yeah.
I'd have a tough time with it because I just don't like the Yankees. And I get a lot of shit from Yankee fans. In fact, some of my best friends are Yankee fans.
Yeah.
Panda's a Yankee fan. Bigfoot's a huge Yankee
Our
fan.
boss Leo is a Yankee fan, so I love it when he comes in here and talks Yankees with you, and you have to take it.
Well, I think it got confused somewhere along the trails of communication. I think Leo thinks I'm a Yankee fan.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And then Virginia and Denny's, they love to amp it up. Denny's will deliberately read something about the Yankees and bring it up in front of Leo, so Leo will start talking to me about it.
Yeah.
I don't have the heart to tell him.
Jaybird loves A-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, that's tough to swallow.
And then she said, lastly, I think there should be an effort to bring back Stories from a Stoner if Denny's can wrangle up some more. Those things are absolutely legendary, and I've come close to pissing myself listening to them.
He's right.
I think we got like 4 or 5 more you wanted to start either in October or maybe it was September, but we're already 13 days
we can
in.
do them for October. It might be a fun month.
Yeah, we were talking. I think we got a month full of material.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe
Okay,
there's
cool.
some new ones.
Keep up the awesome work. You guys have the best chemistry on radio. I look forward to your show every day. Sorry for the long email. And Jason, please go fuck yourself. Sam from West Palm. Let me see here. A couple 10-second explanations. Desiree said, can you give a 10-second explanation as to why you guys don't do Jason misquotes anymore? They used to be my favorite part of Friday. I also missed when you got hair implants. Did they use your ball hair? What's the story there?
Ball.
Wow, how much ball hair do you have?
Yeah. No. Well, I had done the hair implant before, and they took, like, from the area where you don't really lose it. Because, like, even Dr. Phil has got, that area, that toilet
The Hulk
bowl.
Hogan area.
Yeah, so first time I'd done it, they did that. Yeah.
I'm sure Hulk's so proud that he's got his own. The Hulk Hogan area. Yeah, we know what you mean. The bald spot.
I've been listening since 2012, and I randomly found you. Listen every day and watch KVJ TV whenever I can. Love you, Virginia. You're the woman I wish I could be. Jaybird, Bigfoot is real, but go fuck yourself. Desiree from Ithaca, New York.
Oh,
Ithaca.
Desiree.
Isn't Ithaca the place from Road Trip that they were going to? Okay.
Yeah,
they're
they were
coming
like
from Ithaca?
College. Yeah, I think they were at Ithaca, and they had to go to Austin, the University of Texas, right, or something like that. Was that the
Austin
other
or
school?
Boston, one of those.
And he thought it was Boston, and it was actually Austin. They went to Boston. Yeah, and so she takes off and goes to Boston. Yeah, to try to track him down.
I liked that movie.
Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, I was into that. K-Job sent an email, said the great George Bernard Shaw once said, "We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing."
That's a great quote.
That's a great quote.
I
yeah.
love that shit.
I think a big reason why women tend to live longer than men is because they make having fun a priority all through their lives, while a lot of men seem to get grumpier the older they get. I know you guys joke about being old on the show, but you all clearly have a great sense of humor, and that's so important for our health and happiness.
I know a lot of grumpy women. Women.
Woman?
Women.
I mean, there's like
I know a lot of
one
grumpy
that's-
women.
Oh, you said grumpy woman.
Well,
Is there like a grumpy woman?
I don't know. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with smersminja.
Oh, okay.
I'm over here happy as a clam, making fun of your goofy ass.
I'm just kidding. No,
Brings me joy.
Yeah, you're not grumpy. The only time you get grumpy is either if you didn't get enough sleep, like your nap. And there's been many times I've called
Yes.
Virginia during her nap, and I can tell I woke her up during her nap. What?
What?
And it's always for some dumbass shit.
It's so crucial, that nap, man. It changes my everything. My kids even know that. They're like, you're a bad mom when you don't get a nap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just not myself.
If I don't sleep, if I have 2 days of bad sleep, I've noticed I'm very irritable and grumpy. I just am.
It's so crucial.
Yeah.
Do you get that way? Do you get snappy, Kev?
I don't know. Probably a little bit more, but I'm not too snappy of a person. I think for me, I just kind of get miserable. I don't feel great, and I actually because I have zero creativity. Like I can't conjure up anything. I'm just, and that's why to me, and I tell everybody here because I think there are a lot of people that really would like to sign a petition for Kevin to get less sleep because they're like, we need you to do more things. Like you're not doing enough work, and so we need you to cut down your sleep time. So I'm waiting for that petition to be signed and delivered probably today or tomorrow.
Terrible idea.
Yes, we'll see. I know they would like that because they're like, yes, Kev, just some things are not getting done. I'm like, I don't have time. They're like going, well, you got sleep, right? How much sleep are you getting? I'm like,
Who's saying you're not getting it done?
no, it's just, but it's.
Let's shame these.
They're kind of like asking about my schedule and this and that, and then it's kind of like, well, time you go to bed? I'm like,
Well, I asked you about your schedule, but I was only asking when you're for the movie. I was only asking about.
oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wasn't sure if you were passively aggressly talking about me right now.
No. It has nothing to do with you. No, it's there's some things here that they're like, there's some tasks that they would need to get done. They'd like for me to do them, and I'm like, I've got to do this. I do a sports show. After the sports show, I do more KVJ, and then at that point, I go to bed. And they're like going, what time do you go to bed? And I'm like, well, I try to get,
You
7.
go to bed.
Guys.
Kevin is such a fucking diva.
Yeah, I think
he goes to bed.
I think they're kind of like mumbling me, like going, okay, who needs 7 hours of sleep? Really? I mean, okay, really, pussy.
Kevin gets 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no wonder.
I know some people get 4 or 5. Yeah. So you do have time to do this. You just don't want to do it.
Give me the names of the people that are giving you shit.
No, I would never do that because
I will slice and dice them from their
And
rear to their ear.
it wasn't stated. It was visually stated, not verbally stated. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will set them straight so they never visually state anything again to you.
We get a bit protective of Kevin sometimes, and we feel like
The man works enough. You got some fucking balls.
Yeah.
If you're saying anything to him about his schedule.
Like, who is saying that? I really
know
do want
who's
to
saying it.
Yeah, was-
Write it down.
I got a feeling.
I'm not
I got
saying
a
that. I don't want
feeling.
to cause any problems. But anyway,
The problems have already been caused.
Yeah.
The die's
But
been
some
cast.
people are like, yeah.
We will find out who this fucker
Well,
is.
I was getting texts, so I kind of have an idea
Yeah.
because I shut down the texts that I was getting.
So what was the actual comment that kind of alluded that Kevin
Well, he
doesn't...
goes to bed too early. He can't be more flexible and help us out and this and this.
Yeah.
Write it down, please.
Yeah.
I can't. Not now.
That conversation is going on.
I know what's
but
happening.
I tell them and I protect that because I'm like, when I know when I don't sleep, I can't be creative. So you guys have me doing.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's... Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
it makes me so mad.
So I'm like, I won't have content for a show if I don't sleep.
Man,
Yeah.
someone's awfully lippy around these parts.
Look, they can kiss my white ass. And it's a lot of white ass because I found out I'm 83% white.
Okay. There you go.
Great Britain.
Yeah. So we won't name any names, but it is
No
happening.
names, but I just want to... Then I'll let it rest because the Italian in me is really kind of going on over here. Plus, I've had the Cuban coffee going on, so I'm running a little hot.
Yeah.
Was there really a direct, like something written where it was like, well, blah, 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 Kevin, blah, blah, blah?
It kind of had just kind of that like, okay, you're going to bed when like, okay.
Tone.
There's
It's
tone.
tone.
Tone and I. Like,
Questioning your judgment.
yeah, like, okay. Well, all right. If you think you need 7 hours of sleep a night, then... All right. Well, I know a lot of people that don't and don't complain about it. I'm like, I'm not complaining. You're asking me to do more work than the 18 I'm doing a day, and I'm letting you know why I can't jump my schedule to 20 hours a day.
I don't know if it's the coffee, but I am not liking
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
And that's where I'm just like, that's where I hold my ground. I'm like, I just, say what you want.
That's unfucking believable.
It is unbelievable. They would like for me to do a 20-hour work day.
Well, I would like
4
to
hours of
slice
sleep.
and dice them. So
Yeah,
you
so-
just give me
Well,
the
all
green
right, all
light.
right, Mama. That's
That's why I'm not verbalizing who it is. Virginia can think she knows, but I will not say.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, if I go out... Okay, I don't even
Yeah.
know if that's the person.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't even know, and I'm not going to tell you because I know years
You'll
from
slice
now.
and dice them too.
No.
Years from now, it will still be something, and you never know that time where it's going to come out. And
I'm
it
not
will
gonna-
put me
some
in-
cocktails.
You can tell me secrets.
Nah, we
You can
don't.
tell me
Don't even
secrets.
need to dwell on it. Just all we need to know is I shut them down, and I'm not going to not folding on that. I have no shame in the game and wanting to get sleep. So gotta do what you got to do, and maybe I am a pussy because I need to sleep 7 hours a night.
No,
Look.
you're protecting your voice, which is your moneymaker. And anybody who doesn't understand that, they can kiss your ass.
No, make no mistake about it. You are a pussy, but it has nothing to do
Yes,
with the situation.
for other reasons. All right, go check out Bud's Chicken and Seafood. They got 2 pieces of chicken and fries for $3.49, 3 pieces of chicken and fries for $3.99. Buds, several different locations in Palm Beach County. Go check it out and enjoy it today. We'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.